All right, so from tip, when we say talk, what we mean is, hey, y'all should, like, before the tip, y'all should know who's gonna be your bottom row, who's gonna be your top row. And since y'all don't know, y'all are really in a like a 2-3, 2-1-2. I don't know. Y'all aren't in the right defense, so of course you're out of position. So it's not gonna end well because we got three people on the back row and we're supposed to be in a 3-2. So Jay starts to come up, then Bailey, then Jay. All right, so now it ends up being Bailey. All right, so Jay, as long as the ball is on this side, you're fine being right here. But once it moves to your side of the court, the next easiest pass is Ethan in the corner. You should be standing like right in this area, and Brian should move into the paint. And that's why that closeout is way too far from you, and we're letting Ethan take target practice from the corner. Right, so on the ensuing possession, Darren, you gotta focus. What we just started the game and we're supposed to be in domino and you're already cutting. We're supposed to have a two guard front, two corners, and a middle. Jay's doing a good job being middle. Once it goes middle, it's clogged up because Darren's there and he's out of position. We can't just cut for no reason. Now, Bailey, you can take this shot or you can dive. Because look, Dylan helps up, right? If you dive, that's a layup. Now, there's nothing wrong with staying where you're at and shooting a jump shot, but Dylan's doing a good job of closing out. Great. So they're set up, but look, as Bailey gets it back, this is a great bounce pass. That's the best pass you can make. Now, Jay, you can't fade away on this. You got to go towards the basket and look at your body. All right, it goes away. So good rebound by Brian. The ball starts moving. Best time to shoot a three is after offensive rebound. All right, good job right there. All right, again, very next possession. Remember, every time the ball moves, there is somewhere new to be. All right. So as the ball goes here and he closes out, Darren should get the high post person, and then Bailey should start shrinking down to here, but she's in the same spot. Remember, bad defenses don't move. Good defenses move on the catch. Great defenses move on the flight of the ball. All right, so now the ball has moved from here to here. Bailey is still at the elbow. Now look, it's week one. It's none of y'all's fault. There's just not y'all don't have enough information. But Brian should have the ball, Jay should be on the block, and Bailey should be on the opposite block. And this is why. Ethan, the smallest guy on the court, gets an easy rebound. All right, and so that's well, he should have had an easy rebound, but that's it's obvious, right? All right, so we got to do better at our rotations. All right, so Jay, this is what I mean when you're not like you gotta first you could kind of spread out and get you a better angle, but you gotta shoot this. Who's stopping you from shooting a shot at the rim? All right, this is just you're wide open. You got to shoot that layup and finish. So you're hurting your team by not taking that shot. When you hear me say point 0.5 decisions and the ball goes middle. So look, I don't mind you passing this one out. You got a guy on you, but I do want you to feel where the help comes from. All right? You've heard me say this in practice. Okay, so the bottom guy is running to the ball. So that means if you catch the ball, chances are the other bottom guy is coming to guard you, which either means one of these two people are open. All right. So once you hold the ball, your peripheral should know I should look here first, then here. And if that was your priority list, Bailey would have a layup. So white team, y'all didn't play that bad. Y'all just didn't execute. All right. So Braden he throws it out to Braden. Now Bailey's no longer open because Dylan's back. But guess what? Ethan didn't get back either. So Braden, you got to have your head up and you could throw it right back to Jay. He's wide open right here. But we don't really see those plays. Darren does do a good job of cutting the space, just needs to finish. But we have two easy plays for layups that we just passed up. All right, and we got to learn to see those. Put a rotation issue one more time for the white team at the top, but I'm not going to continue to do it because, right now y'all just don't have the information. So we'll just put it one more time. We won't add too many more clips on that. All right, so right here, Braden, let's put it back. Braden is at the top of the key. All right, bad defenses don't move. So Braden is still at the top of the key. Ball moves again. Braden's still at the top of the key. So Bailey is saying, oh, well, I got to go and help, right? She probably should take a deeper angle instead of running straight at the ball. And Jay, so if he has the ball, Jay should be running to this opposite side, and Bailey should actually be dropping. All right. But we catch the ball here. Jay's not where he needs to be, and Bailey's not here to take away Ethan, and he gets a straight line to the basket. All right. So again, it's just a rotational issue. We'll clear a lot of this stuff up on Thursday. All right, Darren, still stand focused, knowing you're the point guard. You want to be at the top of the key. You don't need to do a dribble handoff or any of that. So now we got like a overload, and we don't have the proper spacing, and we still don't have the knowledge base on how to get properly spaced. So we don't want a ton of movement yet. All right, but I do like this. Braden hits middle. Dylan runs. I think as he goes and runs to help on Jay Bailey, I think you need to learn to run to space. All right, so that's a big thing for you is running to space. If you run right here, I could get on Jay for not hitting you for the layup. All right, but you kind of stay out of his vision. All right, and so he ends up taking a shot, which is fine, but you should have had a layup on that cut. All right, so one of the reasons I don't want like a ton of complaining about fouls is because sometimes I'd rather call a foul just so you'll learn you need to be in position. All right, so like the ball goes here. If the ball's in the corner, Jay should be on this block, and then Braden's the outside guy, so he should drop down. But since Jay is out of position, right? So now the ball gets to him. Now you have to run. Your momentum has to run at him. And that's why you get your foul because you're out of position. So like we want to like kind of learn that it's not about if you did or didn't foul the person. It's about the point is that you made yourself vulnerable for a foul because you didn't get to position and move on the flight of the ball. All right, so let's focus on that more and not just if you actually got touched or didn't. Focus on if you did the right thing. All right. So again, this is a spacing issue. And as y'all get older, we want that spacing to be at the 3-point line typically, unless what you do is a mid-range shot. But Jay, just having a feel for who's in front of you. Ethan shouldn't be able to guard you, right? Because in the second thing is you don't really want to pass it unless you make the bottom row help. So hopefully that makes sense. So right now you got it. Ethan's the one who helped, and not the bottom row. So if this Ethan runs up, then Brian's open. If Dylan runs up, then Bailey's open. But since the bottom row didn't help, they both can get back to their person very easily. All right, and you want to space out Bailey for a little bit farther so he has a longer run to get to you instead of being that close. All right, so just cleaning up small things. This, we haven't gone over the gaps that you want to penetrate. We've been working on how to pass through the zone first. But DJ does find a gap. This is one of the gaps that we'll be teaching, right? He gets the gap, gets a paint touch, right? So he's living in the paint, which means Brian has to help. Now Evans wide open for a three. That's a great play. You know, we just miss it. That's basketball. I like this too. Darren's pushing, unselfish, throws it. More aggressive, Bailey. You kind of get a little nervous and go away. I need you to go straight at the basket and get you a foul. All right. They're not gonna get you a foul off 1 foot floating away. So really focus on that. Do like and DJ's doing this due to training, not because of anything we're teaching in the league. But um we get the rebound. He's already ready for the outlet pass. Evans running up the court hard. So we're like filling lanes, putting a lot of pressure on the defense. All right. And he does a quick kick, a quick shot. And because the defense isn't set or ready, nobody's ready to block out. So Dylan literally just runs and creates an extra possession. Gets a rebound, gets it out to Ethan. That's just good basketball. And people don't realize why rebounds and things like that happen. You push at it, create adversity for the white team. Quick shot, then we get a rebound. So that's good. The other thing I like is how quick that ball moves for the white team. So as this shot goes up, Brian gets it. Darren's up ahead already. Pushes to make two people guard him, right? Ethan and DJ both guard. And now what Braden, what you have to learn is like every pass doesn't have to equal a shot. One more pass to Brian is a wide open shot. So look, instead of shooting that, throw this pass, and then that's a better brand of basketball. Y'all get a great shot instead. All right. So, sincere, right here, be more disciplined. Brian, you can dribble up the court if you want. I don't mind pass aheads for get the transition the ball, but you could dribble good enough not to throw a 2 foot pass if you don't need to. Sincere, you can't go all out for a steal if you're not gonna come up with it. So you got to move your feet so you stay in front of Darren. So Darren gets by you, which now means Ethan has to make sure he stops ball. Which now means once he does that, now Ethan should be guarding Braden. Now he's open. And Braden just gets a step on Ethan because he had a head start because of your wrist. Hey, the wrist got to make sense. All right, so don't be undisciplined. That transition bucket was because of you. And here, this is good ball movement. Brian, I think this is a good brand of basketball. Bounce pass. Jay, these are the opportunities I'm talking about. Like the moment you feel somebody, you don't shoot. But we're 2 feet from the basket. Tyson might foul you. You might make it. You know, there's a lot of good things. But you throw it back out, which isn't a terrible thing. All right. But I want those shots 2 feet from the basket. All right. Get a block there. But this, I do like this. That ball swings around the horn, swings around the horn. The ball moves faster than the dribble. Wide open shot for Eugene. All right. So I like the unselfishness on the perimeter. We just got to make those passes be a little bit quicker. Eugene, on this same possession, okay, you do a good job of covering middle, right? So that's good. But once it goes back up top, that's your cover. All right, and you can't let DJ just walk into threes because he can make that. All right, so you're just dodging bullets. Same thing here. We can't let guys just walk into shots and get them up because every good coach is going to let DJ take that shot and they're going to go in eventually. All right, so let's do a better job of recognizing that. All right, and this is what I mean about creating adversity. All right, when DJ gets it, he pushes, right? Because guys are still running back, figuring out what's going on, right? And not sprinting back. So as he sprints back, he throws it up ahead. Jay, this is your closeout. And I think you know that, but the ball got pushed so quick and you just realize what's going on that you kind of missed it. So Ethan fumbles the ball, throws it back. So now we got Jalen working too hard. We got him covering corner and ball. So Jay, if the ball's on this side, the next easiest pass is here. Jalen should be guarding here. So you should be standing about right here. So when Ethan catches it, it's contested, but that long run for you is just too far for you to contest that shot, so he just gets to line it up. Why I tell you guys to make multiple passes, then hit middle, make multiple passes, then hit corner, because players your age can guard for the first possession. So Jay closes out, right? Okay, Ethan doesn't get it, fumbles the ball, throws it back, the ball moves again. All right, after it moves again, Jay runs too high out of position again. All right, so there's mistakes that happen when you move the ball. All right, and then it goes right back to Ethan, and then he gets another shot at the rim. All right, again, that's why we move the ball. And when we say it's a bad shot and it's one pass and a shot, we're not saying it because you can't make it. We're saying it because you didn't make the defense work hard enough so you could get a great shot and not just a good one. All right, so Eugene, you were asking me this. Like, we got to understand what domino is in the positions. That's two guards up top, and then two people in like the corners. All right, maybe even short corner. All right, but right now, like, you're not in any of those spots. All right, so Jalen's running to the corner. Julian's where he needs to be. And so Brian, because you're deeper, Brian's kind of going to the middle so he can even out the floor. But he should be over, and you should be right here. All right, so the ball moves, and since we're kind of this whole possession comes down to being out of position. All right, now Jay, what you got to learn too is you can get out of 3 seconds by taking a shorter route here, right? You don't always got to run to the top of the key. So now the ball moving really slow, but again, Jay, you're trying to run out all the way up top of the key, and that's not the only way to get out of 3 seconds. So now Eugene, when you catch it, you got to look for this middle dive guy. He's actually going to be open if you throw it high. And if DJ helps too much, your next read is back up top to Brian for a wide open shot. All right, so you just kind of struggle with your decision making. It takes a long time. So look, right here, he's open. All right, and you're moving to attack. So we got to be able to read the floor. All right, so this next possession might be exactly how we drew it up, right? So we dribble, we throw it high to Aiden, and now all the top 3 row guys are occupied on the perimeter. So now one of these guys have to help. So since nobody was guarding Aiden, he took a dribble to make sure one of them had to help, which is Brian. And then we throw it out to Ticey. Brian does a really good job at guarding the ball, then closing out. That's almost an impossible situation. And Ticey travels right there, but y'all can see the potential in the play. Middle, outside kick, boom, go against his momentum and attack. All right, so clean up the travel, and then that's an awesome play. And this is a set defense, so there's no reason to really push it really fast up the court. So slow down, make sure your guys get in position. All right, so Brian's about to run to the corner, and you hit him early. All right, Ryan's good. We got another corner, we got middle. So we're all in position, but you throw it to Brian so early that, he's not in position like he needs to be yet. Anyway, make sure y'all stay on that perimeter. Way to move the ball. All right, the ball is moving. Now, one thing I'd like, right, because we want these runs, these closeouts to be further. I know this is your shooting range, but at the top, you're not going to typically be a scorer. So Julian, catch it behind the 3-point line so there's more space. And the closer y'all are in, the less spacing. All right. All right, good retreat dribble pass to Brian. That's a good look. That's a great look. All right. Now, Ethan, if we don't get the rebound, you got to sprint back in there. Now Ryan's wide open, gets to line it up for a shot. All right. So we got to like read where we need to be. All right. So we don't give up those easy buckets. All right. This is good. They're out of position. Who is this? Aiden? Um, or DJ. There's DJ who wasn't ready in the middle, or they didn't have a middle. So we threw it straight middle early, which is good. All right. Now we got to make sure our next pass is on a line, and we could. Well, that's not Jay. That's you, Jalen. You got to focus and catch that. Catch the ball. All right. But look at these opportunities. So once you see something like this in a game, I don't mind if you turn and maybe even attack Jay to make one of the bottom rows guard you. But if you pass it, look, I don't want you to be a robot. Just know, typically this guy isn't rotating, so Jay could dive. So it could be a give and a go by Jay, and he could get a layup, right? If Jalen catches it. I just want y'all to see the potential in those plays. All right, I actually like this. All right, I think y'all are in a 1-2-2 maybe because Jalen is high, getting the press. I mean, kind of getting a trap, makes him retreat. Ryan has middle. All right, so this isn't a bad play to start. All right. Now this is a situation where Jay does do a better job at closing out. Jay, if he gets by you and makes this shot, we're kind of okay. One, it's a two, but the second thing is it's a much tougher shot than him lining up those threes. So you still got to be in better position so you can still guard that after the closeout. But good play. Brian, I like when you run point. You have really a natural instinct for vision and touch. So look, as this ball goes back, Jay's doing a good job working middle, right hand up. He throws it to him. The ball has hit middle. All right, now if you could face up, look like you're gonna score, you would know Ticey's helping, and then we got a wide open person to your right. But I know you can't see it because your vision isn't looking to score yet. So you throw it right back to Brian, and Brian tries to make that play for you, but that pass is too long. Ticey closes out to it really good. All right. And now y'all got the ball right back. I think that's a great pass by Jalen. Now's the time, Jay. After you pass this, you got to get outside that lane and then get back in it. So you're just camping too long. You never got out of it. So Jalen, great play, great, because that's a .5 decision, right to Jay. Should have been a layup. Just 5 seconds. 3 seconds. So we just got to learn where to be so we can finish off these plays. All right. But good stuff in that possession. And I'm not sure if y'all in a 3-2 or 1-2-2, but y'all are more in 1-2-2 principles, right? So y'all are kind of trapping in a sense, right? And this has worked out for y'all. The first time DJ retreated, just, live to fight another day. This time he tries to get something, right? I don't think Aiden spaced to the elbow like he should, right? He's making DJ throw it over. So DJ tries to throw a bounce and it just doesn't get there. All right, but that's because of the trap. So like learn what's working. Maybe that's something that y'all wanted to do consistently, a little bit more often through the game because that worked. All right, so now we're pushing. Hey, Jalen, but you got to run the space quicker. All right, like once y'all get that turnover, you got to get up in space so you can get a score. You're kind of trotting. All right, so let's look at this possession. Julian passes up a shot, moves it out. All right, replaces Brian, just natural instinct stuff. This is where I think you got better, Julian. Nothing, you attack, nothing's there, retreat, create space, and then make another pass. Like, y'all aren't turning it over when you have the ball. That's good. All right. Now, where we missed is this. All right, so remember I told you that dive is going to be there. I think DJ's doing a good job of helping because right now, Aiden doesn't know he should be here. So since that's the case, DJ has to help. Julian, run to the space that DJ was, right? Somewhere in here, and then you'll have a better shot. But here's the other thing, and I know this is next level, so I'm not getting on Ryan about it. But Ryan, DJ has a responsibility to be up here. If you look here and then throw to Jay, he'll be wide open. So like as you see DJ kind of waiting to see if somebody's going to help him, he can't really leave. So if you fake there and throw it to Jay, he'd be open. But again, that's next level type stuff. Julian, your feet aren't set to take this shot. All right, your feet are. You see how you're lined up? There's no power behind that. So I'd rather you be able to see this pass to Jay, and then Jay got to be looking to score that thing. And Brian, this is the area you do have to get stronger at. This should be your rebound. This is an effort play. That ball bounces off the rim, and it's bouncing towards you, and you never take not one step to go get it. And Sincere just out hustles you for that play. Watch it again. There's no way you shouldn't get this. All right. So you're just walking, not paying attention, and now you give up a possession that should be yours because you're not hustling. All right. And chances are, here we go. Y'all got to pay for that. All right. So the fact that you didn't get the ball down here means that they get a layup on this side. So you got to learn to value that because that's a fast break opportunity that really you created because you could have got that ball and Sincere actually created it for his black team. I don't want this to get overshadowed by how well Brian is entering this ball to middle. There's not a ton of space and he's able to get that ball to Jay in the middle a lot. Now, this is what happens. Now, Jay, you're right on this one. I don't think you need to shoot this one. Both back defenders collapse, even Ethan. So, but that's what happens when the ball gets middle. There's a crowd. And once you throw it out, the next throw out, you're probably going to either be wide open or it's going to be pass, pass, and then a shot. All right, Ryan selects to shoot it. I do think as soon as this shot goes up, Jay, you got to do a better job at crashing. Look, you watch. Look at the ball. You just look. You need to be crashing to the rebounds to see if you get something off the glass. All right. But, you know, Tycee ends up getting her hands on it first when I think you could have got that had you crashed. All right. Again, another middle pass. Evan does a good job at touch. Look at the touch on that pass right over the top. Dylan, that's a good shot. I do want you to be mindful of because every time you caught it middle, you shot it. They weren't bad shots, don't get me wrong. But also every time you caught it, two people collapsed. So sometimes I do want to see if you can make this kick out to this side or this side since they are occupied. Because Ethan just hit three or four shots in a row. So you know, just be mindful of that. That's not a bad shot though. Just show me you can make both plays. I want to make sure I get this from Ryan on film. Hey Ryan, I didn't put your earlier deflection on film, but you have good reaction time. So you get your hand on the ball, all right, and then you dive on the floor. First one on the floor gets the ball. That's a good job right there. All right, so good hustle right there. I should have put your other one on film and I didn't. All right, Darren, you still haven't really gotten down the concept of domino, right? So, like when you're at the point, you got to make sure we get two guys, one corner. So right now we're out of position. We got one, two, three, four people on the perimeter. Don't attack till your people are in position. All right, so Brian's still trying to get there, and you're already dribbling, and we're not in position to attack this zone properly. Right, but nonetheless, you kind of come up with the ball, and we kind of accidentally get ourselves into this position. So now the ball goes middle. Ryan, you got to look to dive for a layup because Brian, he can throw a bounce pass for your layup. Brian, you don't actually need that dribble right there. All right. But again, that ends up being a good possession because the ball touched middle, players collapse. If Ryan was either at the 3-point line or diving at the bat, those are two shots we pretty much want. We want to get a layup if this guy helps, or we want a 3-point shot. And if you don't shoot threes, this is okay. At y'all's age, there's a lot of y'all that probably should shoot that mid range. But in about 2 years, that's what you're gonna want. All right. So again, everybody collapses and does exactly what they probably should do if the ball hits middle in the zone. So that's a good job. All right, Dylan. Looks like I was wrong, man. You did hit middle. I mean, you did hit somebody else after middle. So the ball goes middle. Evan, you're doing a good job of that. And then you turn and you throw it right to Ethan, which gives him a wide open shot. Now let's look what happens to the defense once it goes middle, and then we get this wide open look, right? Everybody crashes in, right? And underneath the basket. So now there's no rebounders on the perimeter. All right. So we get another good shot at the rim with a guy closing out to us. All right. Bailey, do a better job at timing that jump. All right. Until you start dunking, I need you to wait until that ball's coming down till you jump at it, not going up. Let's look at the habits you got to break. Every time before you pass the ball, you always dribble and go nowhere. Watch, dribble, even when you're taking it out, and then you throw the ball. So you can't do that. All right, so then the ball goes out again. Forget the call. And then watch you. Before you make a pass, you dribble, which cues everybody that you're about to pass. But one, you're out of bounds, and you're not gaining advantage by doing it. All right. The other thing is you can't look directly at people when you throw it, or else they're going to end up being getting deflected. I left this Bailey. When you go here, and that closeout is so high, you got nothing but lane. One dribble, regular layup. All right. So again, reading the floor is going to be a big deal for you. You're going to have to grow in that area. All right. So Evan, much better job at hitting middle again. Like you're doing a good job of hitting that middle. I don't think this is a time to throw it middle because Ryan never left. All right, but since Dylan's taller, it works out, right? But that's a bad read. Um, Bailey helps up the court, which leaves DJ wide open. Dylan, you got to throw it on a line. Like, I need you to be bothered by this pass, right? It's tough to score it if you throw it down at his feet. Now, Evan, when you get the ball, this should be a split stance and drive. This needs to be a better read because both Ryan and Darren came from over here, which means if you drive and who is this? Braden helps, then Ethan's wide open. And then let's play it a little bit more. And if you drive deeper and Brian helps, now the other Ethan's wide open. All right, and your feet aren't even set to take a shot, so you got to do a job at reading this. Watch your feet when you're about to shoot. There's no power behind it. All right, a little too thirsty on that shot. All right, now these are all things we're going to get stronger at. All right, but we got to learn to fake a pass and make a pass. Bailey, every pass you make comes from your like chest, right? So everybody can deflect it. All right, so now we're pushing. Don't stop until somebody stops the ball, which they do. Good job, DJ. And because DJ made Braden stop ball, he throws it to Evan. Evan throws an extra pass. Let me give Braden some credit here. All right, when Braden gets back, Braden stops ball. Then the ball goes to Evan. He closes out to Evan. Right? Evan does the perfect thing and throws extra pass. Then he tries to close out and stop the shot. I can't be mad at that effort. Bailey, you got to touch somebody on this blockout because Dylan's a good rebounder, and we're just watching. Brian's watching. Everybody's watching. So we got to touch somebody so they can't get these easy shots. All right, so I'm gonna put it one more time, Darren, but just recognize this is the big fix that you're gonna have next week. Is when you pass it, we gotta stay in domino, and you're passing and cutting as if we're playing against a man, and we're not. Eugene, it takes you a long time to make your decisions right now. That's where you got to grow at, right? You kind of hold the ball and don't really have a plan yet, and that's okay. Right now, Bailey, when you get this, catch that with two hands. You're trying to touch it with one hand or something. You got to grab the ball. All right. Your left hand don't even go up. But this is what I really like. Evan, this is a lot of skill in this. Evan's dribbling. He throws a left-handed pass. I didn't even think you saw DJ over there. But this is, watch what hand he throws with. He throws it with his left hand across. All right. Good pump fake right there. Way to use some training. All right. We'll do one more clip here. Again, I want to reiterate how well Brian is getting the ball to the middle. Like that's the purpose. That's what hurts this style of defense. All right, so good job. So even though like y'all didn't score a ton, all you can do is your job. So I thought Brian played a really strong game. All right, and really what matters is that you get better as individuals. So again, Eugene, this is again your struggle is learning to make those quicker decisions, right? So that's actually a decent pass, but the shot you should have took was the one earlier. This is the shot you can't take. All right, and I know you haven't seen me take this, but look at your balance. So this is how I define a good shot. Rob, are you in range? For this shot, no, you're not. Are you open? No, that's a great contest by Evan. And are you balanced? I think we know you're not balanced. And if you can't check all three boxes, that's not a good shot. All right, and this is where the ball goes. All right, so we just got to understand what is and isn't a good shot because now that shot just initiated their fast break. So as this team goes down, they find Dylan in the middle, wide open, because in transition, you're typically going to be in bad guarding position, and Dylan gets another bucket. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to end it there um, just for the first half. Look, if you're not on the video a ton, don't worry. Everybody's making a lot of the same mistakes, or when they do something good, everybody can learn from everybody, and I want y'all to look at this video with that. Um, the black team exceeded expectations, right? It's just week one. Y'all moved the ball well. It hit middle. Defensive rotations weren't great. White just didn't quite execute and finish plays. And White, y'all aren't too far off. And what I mean by that is, like, if you need three good things to happen, y'all are making two good things happen in a possession and not the third one. You know, Jay just going up to finish, or Bailey cutting the space, or Braden making an extra pass for a great shot. Like y'all are one piece, one play away from finishing some of these plays down here. Some of it's as simple as just finishing your layup. But again, all that's gonna be fixed, and we're gonna grow as the session goes. But I need y'all to watch this video, study it, maybe even take out some notes and kind of internalize what you need to do. All right, and as y'all fix that, y'all just gonna play better as the league goes on. All right, see you guys Thursday.